This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Retrovision. Shop with the confidence that you're getting the best price on offer. And Safety Compliance Global, taking care of all your safety requirements. Thank you for supporting local.
Hello Australia, welcome to another week of The Couch, episode 799. We have got a big show. One of my favourite people is here and so is Belinda. So cannot wait to have her here. What's on Perth with Belinda Cipriano? She's back. Looking forward to a chat. Talking entertainment with Alexander Sacosta. Talking health with Dr. Joe Costeridge. We've got Pat Strachan from Relay for Life talking to Alexander. Later we're talking movies with Paul Elwyn, amazing movies. And to finish it off, we've got The Buzz with Bernadette Marie. Great show. Hope you can stick around. It's coming up on your TV set now.
It's showtime on the couch. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can watch it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town.
Hello Australia, hope you can stick around for another episode of The Couch. We've got Belinda Cipriano back and I'm so glad to have her back. Welcome Belinda, nice to have you
so
here.
So good to be back, hey? I know it's been a while.
Yes, where have you been?
I've been booked and busy, Fred, like lots and lots happening.
And you've had a birthday as well.
I had a birthday,
so
I'm not going to say it, 28,
yes,
Fred, 28 forever.
Oh, that was your 20th birthday years ago.
plus some.
And I noticed your partner's here today, which is lovely.
Outside, yes.
Yep. And he is obviously from overseas, I think. He's got a beautiful European look to it.
He does, yes.
Did he come in before the tariffs?
The Trump's tariffs? Thank goodness. We did not pay tariff tax on that one, that's for sure. Lucky.
Fabio.
Lucky.
He is the world's most beautiful man.
He is
But
lovely too.
Glad to have you back, and I noticed there's no ABBA yet, but
no
I'm sure
ABBA.
We can fix that.
We'll organise ABBA at the end.
What do you know about sculpture at Bathers Beach in Fremantle?
Exactly. So sculpture at Bathers Beach. It's coming to Bathers Beach and WA Shipwrecks Museum over the school holidays up until I think it is July. Jeepers creepers, I'm moving on. April 21.
It's a contemporary.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about July because I'm thinking about the European summer. So it's a contemporary WA sculpture exhibition, perfect for the school holidays. One to take the family and kids down. It's free, so
beautiful.
Why not?
Now, SciTech is celebrating Mars Landing Challenge.
Yes.
How does that work?
So that's landed again. We've got a few school holiday things. It's just happened.
Yes.
So experience virtual exploration with virtual reality headsets where participants aged 8 and up, so that includes us, Fred, can embark on a virtual spacewalk. You can catch shows including Under Pressure, which explores atmospheric pressure, A Little Space, and Astronaut, which is an immersive full dome experience at the planetarium.
And look, I'm looking at... Sorry, what were we going to say?
No, you need to book for that one. That's all I was going to say.
You need to get in early, otherwise you're going to miss out. Jurassic Kingdom.
Yes.
Something that we're not Jurassic. We're modern people,
We are
we?
modern dinosaurs.
Yeah, exactly.
We are modern
That's
dinosaurs.
coming to Perth as well.
Yeah, so I saw this being set up at Burswood last week when I went to watch the footy, and I believe Alex, who's on later on, he was there a couple of days ago.
Was he a dinosaur?
He might. What do you reckon Alex would be as a dinosaur? A T-Rex, a Triceratops, what?
Definitely something. The one that flies.
One that flies. Is that a raptor?
Yeah, I don't
anyway, so get ready to experience towering T-Rexes, fierce raptors, life-size colossal beasts roaring and stomping their way through Burswood Park on until April 27, Fred. There's 20 life-size dinosaurs.
I saw it yesterday. It's beautiful.
Oh, so you went and had a look?
I actually saw it as I was driving past.
It's all set up. So there's food trucks, immersive light activations and roving entertainment. Tickets are $30 for the young little ones and
cheap.
$50 for the adults. Again, I had a look at this because I'm looking to go see it, and it is booking really quickly. So
early.
Definitely go
now,
and check that
back
out.
for a huge 4 days, of course, the Fremantle International Street Art Festival.
It's coming to FOMO, April 18 again, 4 school holidays to April 21. I'm heading along to the launch of this one on Thursday night, thanks to the City of Freo. There are performances from across the globe. Freo is going to transform into a big outdoor theatre. expect circus acts, wild stunts, and roving performers, and a program packed with free
And they're
entertainment.
celebrating 25 years.
It
aren't they?
is. It's
So
their 25th anniversary, so it's going to be huge. And there's going to be 3 exclusive WA premieres.
Now, I'm really interested about the next one, Bottomless Sesh.
Yeah, so the Bottomless Sesh is happening on Easter
No
Sunday.
bottoms?
No, it's bottomless. But there is a boozeless.
Is that where you can drink as much as you want?
Yes.
Oh,
at
you
the-
won't be able to go to
No,
that.
I can't do that.
Drive and
I'm too old for that.
too mature for that sort of
I
thing.
am so mature. I
What
can't
time
do
are you getting
that. Yeah, I'll be there at 9 a.m.
I'll meet you there at 8:59.
So this is happening at the Beaufort.
Yes.
So spend
Great venue.
Easter Sunday there, enjoy mouth-watering grazing boards, indulgent desserts and beautiful cocktails, 2 hours of bottomless fruity cocktails and fizz, and then get ready. Do you remember a guy by the name of DJ Zell?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so he's from my hood. He's
Yeah.
from my way. So he's been DJing for years and years. So he's going to be on the decks later on if you can last
So
that
if
long.
you didn't like him, bad luck he's going to
Bad
be
luck,
there.
he'll be there.
Hey,
But
the
that
Perth
is-
Comedy Festival is coming
Perth
up.
Comedy Festival. So my favourite hottie,
Yeah.
Tommy Little, is.
Why
he's-
is he so hot?
I don't
Go
know.
on.
He does a bunch of hot things. He does things for the homeless. He climbs mountains,
Well, that
all
makes him-
shirtless. All
He's
of
a great
that.
guy, isn't he? He used to be
is.
on
He's
the
been to-
the Project.
The Project. He's been
and,
on for many.
he
And
does
he's also
amazing
on with
stuff.
Carrie in the
Is he
afternoon.
now? Oh, you mean on
Afterwards-
the radio?
On the radio,
Yeah, I thought
yeah.
you meant on as in. There was
No,
a rumour they were together.
yes, I know.
I don't think there's anything.
I don't think so either. So the Perth Comedy Festival is back, featuring some of Australia and worldwide artists coming for a month of comedy. The festival obviously features Tommy Little, Geraldine Hickey. Did
Yes.
you
Yeah.
watch her on I'm a Celebrity?
I did, and also
Hilarious.
and Bob Down. How can you forget
the
Bob Down?
Fabulous Bob Down.
He's wonderful.
Of course, so many more. I checked out tickets for Tommy, of course, and they started as low as $59. Excellent. If you can't work out who you want to see, there's the gala
Yep.
at the Regal Theatre, showcase of Freo Social, and of course, the Retrobite is holding the biggest comedy show on earth. So
Yep.
if you want to go and check
And is
out
this
that.
a good point to say, I will follow him.
Follow him wherever
he will go.
Tommy ever goes.
Yes, Sister
No,
Act is
Sister
coming
Act.
to obviously Crown from
Crown.
the 26th
So
of
this
April.
is taking over from Lord of the Rings, which just finished. You didn't catch Lord of the
I
Rings.
didn't, but I sent one of our crew there and they
Yes.
loved it.
Yep.
Very long, I was told.
Yeah, but
I never
excellent.
liked Lord
So
of the
much
Rings.
fun. So we've got beautiful Sister Act
will be
featuring
funny.
Casey Donovan as Dolores Van Cartier, made famous obviously by Whoopi Goldberg. Joining Casey is Genevieve Lemon in the role of Mother Superior, and Rhonda Birchmore, who I absolutely love, has the best legs in the business as choir leader, Sister Mary Lazarus. Obviously, like I said, it's based on the hit
Musical.
movie. Yep,
yeah, well,
yep.
it's the movie. It's been, what, 1 or 2?
Yeah, yeah,
With
absolutely.
Whoopi Goldberg,
With Whoopi
obviously.
Goldberg.
You love the music, you're going to love this play. It's all the fantastic music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Casey Donovan is amazing as
She's
well.
incredible. I
Yep.
saw her in the other musical she was in, and I forget. Oh, Anne Juliet. She was in. I think she was in Anne Juliet.
Yep.
On until April 26th, 4 weeks only. Get your tickets. Must see for sure. You were talking ABBA. There was ABBA
There's
coming.
a whole heap of ABBA stuff
Yeah.
coming up at the Regal, and Bjorn Again are coming
Bjorn
to Perth.
Again are coming. There's the Bickley Valley stuff that is happening May 3 to 5, heading down for that one, which is exciting. And there is also one that I wanted to mention, but I might mention
What is
next
that?
month. It is Kathmandu Kids. It's
Yep.
a fundraiser for Kathmandu Kids, and they are holding a psychic dinner.
Ooh,
Yeah, so we'll
that's-
talk
I
about
like
that
that
next
sort of
month.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Belinda Cipriano, back on the couch. Where do we get more details about you?
You can visit my website, belindациpriano.com. Lots happening this year. Looking at writing my 3rd children's book.
Can't wait.
As part of my trilogy, so it's all happening.
Congratulations. It's nice to
Thank
have you back. I look
It's so
forward
good
to
to be
having a
back.
few sing-alongs with you
We
this year.
will.
This is Belinda Cipriano, back again in a couple of weeks with more of What's on Perth. Thank you for coming back to us. Now, in the theatre, we've got a lovely young girl. Her name is Samira Bicknell. She's performing Killing Me Softly for you on the couch. Here she is.
I heard he sang a good song. I heard he had a style. And so I came to see him my eyes, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with this song, killing me softly with this song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. I felt all flushed with fever, embarrassed by the crowd. I felt he found my letters and read each one out loud. I prayed that he would finish, but he just kept right on, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with this song, killing me softly with this song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song.
Fantastic performer, of course. Samira will be back at the end of the show. Stick around. Beautiful, beautiful performer. Somebody else that's beautiful and beautiful is Alexander Sacosta. Welcome back to the couch. Nice to have you talking entertainment.
Oh, I love when you introduce me as beautiful and beautiful twice.
Well, I think it's good. It's part of your contractual obligation that we say beautiful twice.
Yes, that is. I did make that very clear with my lawyers, as in myself. Now, Justin Bieber, we are talking about him.
Yeah, so, what's happening with him?
He has had just the most horrible time. He had this superstar kind of career, loved, adored, thousands of screaming people, fans everywhere, and now he's very much in this stage of his life where he's stepped away, had a bit of a public tirade, as we can see there on the screen, started yelling at the paparazzi, you don't care about people, which, you know, is true.
I don't blame him.
But you kind of think, just leave this guy alone. He's clearly gone through a lot in his life, and there's a lot of trauma there, and he's not making really music anymore. He's not.
Well, he's become a dad, he's a husband, he's a happy family
He doesn't
man.
want this.
Yeah.
He doesn't want this anymore.
Leave him alone.
And I'm of the philosophy that we really should have never allowed someone that young
Child stars.
child stars. I'm not for it, Fred.
There's
I think
too much on Instagram and on Facebook
Yeah.
where the parents are exploiting the children, and I'm not taking a stab at anyone, but
No,
just
no,
generally, kids should not be on those social
No.
media until they're 18. It
I
should be a
agree.
law, and that's it.
I agree with you. I think you don't have the emotional maturity. We don't allow people to drive. We don't allow them to vote, but we'll allow them to have this kind of vitriol coming their way as a child. That's going to have the damage, and we see the effects of that on someone like a Justin Bieber, especially on that kind of global scale. I mean, how horrible.
So we basically say, keep your hands off Justin Bieber.
Yes, leave him alone. Leave
and
Justin
let him
alone.
do a great job that he's doing. What's happening to Lucy Zellick?
So Lucy Zellick is a commentator on the radio, and she was making an interesting take on the fact that there was that Robert Irwin photo shoot for Bonds to
the
launch them in
underwear
America, which kind of blew up the internet. Everyone's like, oh my God, it's like Australia's grandchild. He looks amazing. Good for him. Must be great to be the Bonds spokesperson. But what was interesting is she was saying, like, it's quite a double standard because we're very against objectifying of women.
Unless there's someone they like.
Unless, in this case, you flip it around and it's a male, but that's completely fine to objectify a male. So
Correct.
it's almost like we've somewhat overcorrected the other way where we're saying, and I agree, we shouldn't objectify anyone. But they're kind of saying in his case, but they're like, oh, he's a child. He is an adult. So
He's 20 years old
yeah,
now.
he's
but
allowed to do it.
I get that, but he doesn't need the money. So it's obviously an exposure thing. He took the
Yeah.
deal. He doesn't need the money.
More power to him. And obviously he funnels a lot of the
But
profits
it's
into
sort of sad that if you did that to a woman, if men actually employed a woman to do those underwear commercials, you'd be crucified.
Yeah,
and,
it's
I'm
very
just making an
interesting.
observation. And
Yes.
now, you know, with him, all the different comments, oh, he's hot, he's this or that.
Yeah.
And obviously he doesn't care because it keeps bringing in money.
Hey, I mean, he's living his best life. He gets to do all these wonderful things, so you can't discredit that. But I did think it was an interesting take for Lucy to kind of say that and be like, oh, don't you think it's interesting that we're all against the objectification of women, but all for it in this case, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we're
It's
all
only
about
when it suits. Only when it
A
suits.
bit of a double standard.
Now, the next one, I thought it was Chris Ilsley, and then I realised it was Chris Lee. I thought, no, Chris Ilsley's not very funny. But Aussie comedian Chris Lilly hints
Yes.
at a comeback.
Mr. G's coming back. So
He was
Chris
funny.
Lilly was just the star of the ABC. We Can Be Heroes, Summer Heights High.
I love his.
All those shows were huge, and he was really like, I remember him performing at the Logies. Obviously, through the lens of 2025, we look back at kind of his characterizations, and they're seen as very politically incorrect. But it was a time when I guess comedy just existed in a very different space now. So I'll be very curious to see this character come back. I'd say it was his most popular out of all the characters, and the one that people have been
Look,
waiting for.
I love the one where he was doing the sponsoring of the child, and if they didn't answer him back within a couple of days,
Shemay.
he would stop the funding.
Yeah, stop the funding.
But have we lost the ability to make fun of ourselves?
I would say so. I think we're in a very tense time when it comes to comedy because you really don't have any scope for anything. You'll get attacked from both sides regardless. So
Yeah, I'm with
I'd be
you.
very curious when this show comes out because he has been away for so long. He hasn't created any shows. So yeah, I'd be very curious
I
to
was
see the
talking
response
to
to it.
George Capaniatis. Remember
yes,
him
yes, yes.
from Acropolis Now
Yes,
and
yes, yes.
Flying Doctors, an amazing comedian, coming to Perth with a comedy show. I did an interview with him, and I asked him, how do you get away with the comedy? He said, it's very hard. Very, very hard. You can't do the jokes that you used to make with the hair and the makeup, though it would be very funny.
Yes.
There's going to be people take offence, and I think, damn that.
Yeah.
Let's go back to having a bit of fun.
Let's-
If
yeah.
Trump can do it and have lots of fun
Well,
every day,
I mean,
why
if the
can't
world's
we do it?
burning.
Yeah, exactly.
I would agree. I think there's an opportunity here to kind of come back. I'm not saying that we have to swing all the way
No,
back
no,
to
you don't have to be
complete
rude to
racial
people, but have fun.
stereotypes, but let's do come to a healthy middle ground, good-natured fun.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with taking the mickey out
Out
of
of
ourselves
someone.
if you're
Yep.
not hurting other people.
Absolutely.
Now, Lady Gaga is one of your favourites.
Once again, we get jibbed, Fred.
What happened?
She's not coming. She's not coming to Perth. As usual, the
Oh.
East, they get everything. Even though we have beautiful arenas, an amazing Swan River, she can stay at our fancy hotels, but no Gaga for us. The Mayhem Ball will not be coming here.
Is
So
it
Taylor Swift
because-
didn't come here.
Yeah,
Lady Gaga's
the
not
money.
coming here.
They're
either.
not getting enough money to do it.
The cost of moving it across here, but it's worth it.
That-
Perth
yeah,
is
I'm
up
with
for
you.
this stuff. Like when Coldplay was here, we turn up for the concerts. Perth, we're a destination. I think it's worth it.
So there you go, Perth. If you want Lady Gaga here, write to Albo and say,
Yes.
if you do, we'll vote for you, Albo. And she'll be here in about a week.
That should be one of his election
Or Roger.
promises. I'll
Sounds
get you
fantastic.
Gaga, WA.
And you went and saw a great show last night. What was that?
I went
Taylor
and saw
Swift?
Forever Fearless. I'm wearing my Fearless
I saw that.
friendship bracelet. Yes,
Did you
she was
enjoy it?
fantastic, Lauren's show. I really did. She did
Yeah.
a really beautiful tribute. I've seen all the Elvis tributes, so it's nice to kind of see a modern tribute to a modern performer.
Oh, well done. So
Yeah.
good night, lots of people?
Yeah, lots of people.
Beautiful.
It's good there. Bernadette was there as well.
Oh, I'm sorry. I knew something would have ruined it, but that's okay. Were you nice to her?
Well, it's nice to meet her because I
Yeah.
think she's lovely.
You always just pretend that you've only met her for the first time. That's a
Yes.
good thing. Very professional. Alexander, how do we get a hold of you? What's your
You
website?
can get a hold of me at alexandersacosta.com or through Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok.
And he's old enough to be on Instagram
Yes,
and
I am.
Facebook as well. We're going to take a break. Alexander's going to be back later on. We'll take a break. More of The Couch coming up right after this. Well done. Welcome back to The Couch. Always a pleasure to talk health with Dr. Joe Kostorich. And of course, with him today is Bernadette Marie. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Yes, today on The Couch, I'm joined by the fabulous Dr. Joe Kostorich, and today we're diving into how getting outdoors and embracing adventure can do wonders for your mindset. Welcome, Dr. Joe. We're going to dive straight in. Can I ask you,
Yes, Bernadette.
can you explain how outdoor adventures positively affect mental clarity and overall well-being?
Look, there's been a fair bit of work done looking at people who get outdoors into whether it's camping, hiking, bike riding through the bush. It's essentially getting out into nature.
Yeah.
And what's been found is, not surprisingly, that is very beneficial for both your physical health because you're doing some activity, but also for your mental health for a couple of reasons. One, when you're doing activities outside, often you're needing to think a little bit about what you're doing. And if you're hiking, you do need to watch where you're going. You might be going through a terrain you're not familiar with, so you need to, if you like, keep your wits about you. But the other really critical component in this modern age is that you're not being sedentary while you're outside doing some activity. And in particular, for vast majority of it, you're not going to be going through Facebook or Instagram whilst you're out in nature.
100%.
So there's that additional effect that you're getting off your screens. And look, it's a modern era. We can't be 100% off screens, but we're getting off them. But we're also, at the end of the day, human beings are part of nature. And particularly in cities, we've become very, very disconnected from that. And you see that in people's attitudes. They don't understand that, for example, their food has come from nature, and that's why we see people in the Canberra bubble have zero idea about what goes on farms. Children think milk comes out of a carton and eggs come out of a packet. No, they don't. So getting out, and this could include farm stays, there's a whole range of different activities, but it gets us better connected with the fact that we're part of nature. And of course, throw on the top of that, get a little bit of vitamin D from the sun. You don't want to get sunburnt, but a bit of vitamin D is very useful. And fresh air as against recycled air-conditioned air.
That's right, because when you think about it, when we're on our phones, we're under the impression that we are being social, but really we are the loneliest we've ever been. So when you're getting outdoors, you can actually, you can do it on your own, or you can be social, having that interaction with other people as well, which is obviously very, very beneficial as well.
And look, you see people, out on a Saturday morning, a group of cyclists can be out and about, have people doing nature walks. There are park runs and walks that I'm aware of. So again, it doesn't have to be, you can go up into the foothills, or you can go a little bit further out. But, particularly in Perth, we're fairly blessed. We've got a lot of outdoor opportunities. Kings Park, for example, the foothills, as I mentioned, you can go to a water area, you can go to the beach. There are a lot of options for people.
Yes, we are very spoiled in Western Australia and Perth. We've got so many beautiful places to go. Can you share how spending time in nature might benefit our immune system as well?
Yeah, look, again, number one, it's going to be good for our stress levels.
Yeah.
And we know that if we're more stressed, that can negatively impact our immune system. Touched before about vitamin D, and vitamin D deficiency is quite prevalent in this society, which is appalling given how much sunshine we've got. And look, the care in the sun message is important, not saying it isn't, but we can take things too far. And when you see school children in the middle of July having to put on hats to go outside, we know we've taken it a little bit too far. Fresh air is also useful, but exercise is also a stimulant for our immune system.
And it'll be all good for our waistline as well.
Well, that too, yeah. And again, if we're outside and being active rather than sitting on a screen and munching maybe on potato chips. So sometimes it's what we do, but also what we're not doing that matters.
Yeah, exactly. So do you think we should be introducing more activities like this, or encouraging more behaviour like that in schools?
Look, we should. And, again, if you look over the years, I'm old enough to remember walking or riding a bike to school. And now that's sort of, all but verboten. And yes, stranger danger is a reality, but in actual fact, something like 95% of child sexual abuse will be from a family member or somebody known to the child. So in actual fact, we do worry about the wrong thing. Yes, if children climb up a tree, they may fall down, and that might cause an injury. But you know what? And it's not good to break a bone, right? Okay, no. And it's not likely. You can scrape your knee. There's a whole sort of fairly minor injuries. But we worry more about that than the fact that the children are not being active, that they may well develop diabetes type 2 and a whole lot of on effects. But that won't be seen for years later. So we actually, and this is again a problem from governments and from big public health, worry about the wrong thing.
Exactly. So how can we encourage people then to get outdoors? Should we make it a weekly thing? Shall we do a daily thing?
Look, it's going to depend on people's routines, but the beginning of it is setting the intent. So I'm going to carve out some time during the week, and particularly for families, it can be quite good. It can be bonding time. You can go down to a park, take a frisbee, take the dog if you've got one, get the whole family involved. Yes, we're going to go for a hike. Maybe we'll go for a bike ride, and we'll end up and have a cup of coffee or some lunch or morning tea, whatever it might be. But this is when we're going to do it. And it could be every day. Realistically, that might not work for everybody. Okay, we'll do it on a Saturday or a Sunday. Or Friday. Set some intent. put it in your diary, and if we had a meeting for business, we'd probably stick to that time, we'd be committed to it. We can make a commitment to ourselves and to those around us to, do this as well.
Yeah, you've made some very good points there. So can you please tell us where everyone can find you online?
All right, so we've still got the website, drjoetoday.com, but the podcast, Dr. Joe Unplugged, is on Substack. You can find it there, but also on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Rumble. As I say, wherever you get your podcasts, you can find Dr. Joe Unplugged, and on X as well. And we typically look to put out a piece each week.
That's excellent. Well, thank you so much for chatting to us today. And it's now over to you, Fred.
Thank you very much, Bernadette. Marie, back later on with The Buzz. Dr. Joe, quick question. Your podcast, what's the next one all about?
Look, Fred, that's a really good question that you ask. We have recorded a few, and Podwave Studios, who put these together, will organise the scheduling. So we've had one on a bit of a revisit on COVID and some of the lessons that have been learned and some that need to be learned, and also about the problems with sugar. And I've got one coming up, and it's probably in the next week or two, on when did doctors flick from being comforting to being fearmongers.
Yeah, very true. Thank you very much. Check that out on his website. All the details are there. Dr. Joe and Bernadette, thank you very much. Now, Sister Act is coming to Perth on the 26th of April at the Crown. If you haven't caught all the hype about it, check this out.
Behind these walls, we live lives of adoration and grace. This is a sanctuary.
Let's begin.
Take me to hell. You will stay in your room. When you are not in your room, you will behave as a nun. Do you know how a nun behaves?
That is a fantastic show coming to Perth on the 26th of April. It will be at Crown. If you would like to go, we're giving away a double pass. Now listen in. All you got to do is put on an SMS your name and your address, and of course the code word, which is sister. Nice and easy, sister. Send it to 0439 929 929, and we'd love to give the first correct person who sends that in the next couple of days those tickets to see the show. Thank you to Amber Sheldon and Pretzel Marketing as well, Pretzel Promotions as well, for being so kind to us as well. Time now to talk Relay for Life, talking about kindness. They do an amazing job. Alexander is back with Pat. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Fred. I'm very excited to introduce and speak to the lovely Pat, who is the chairperson of Relay for Life. Hello, Pat.
Hello,
welcome back to the couch.
Thank you. Lovely to be here.
Now, tell us a little bit more. This is an event that's been going on for 25 years. We're in our 25th year,
We
so
are.
it's a milestone year. Raised millions of dollars for the very important Cancer Council. Tell me about your involvement in it and how we can get involved this year.
I think this is my 7th year as chair, and I just love it. I'm so passionate about it, and the people that are involved are passionate about why they're relaying, and it's to raise money, and they've all got some connection with a family member or a friend, so that's why they relay.
And it is something that touches so many of our lives, so this is a very proactive way that people can get involved and feel like they're doing something very purposeful to help raise awareness and money. Now, the event itself, for people who aren't familiar with it, can you give us a bit of context?
So the event's at the Arena Joondalup on the 25th and 26th of October. So it starts at 10 a.m. on Saturday and runs right through till 10 a.m. on Sunday. So we start with an opening ceremony and then teams, and then we have a survivors and carers where they do the first lap, and then they go off and have morning tea, and then the teams continue lapping after that, where they pass a baton to their team members, and they do that for 24 hours.
Oh my gosh. So it's quite a... So if you can definitely slot it in if you're somebody who wants to be part of it. There'll be an hour or some time you can become part of it.
And you don't have to do, you take it in turns. You don't have to be on the track for 24 hours.
Right.
And people camp out overnight, and the atmosphere is amazing.
I believe there's also a candlelight ceremony.
Yes, that's very special. At 8 o'clock on Saturday night, we do a candlelight ceremony where we remember those who we've lost to cancer. So it's very emotional, but it's so special.
Yeah, a beautiful tribute to all those people. So if people do want to get involved, they have to register a team, or can they sponsor a team? How does that
Well,
work?
they can sponsor a team, but they can register, and we're always looking for sponsors, talking about sponsors,
As
so
well, yeah.
they can contact
So
me for
businesses
that.
can come on board.
Yes,
If
yes.
they can maybe provide a service.
Yeah, or they can provide, we've got a quiz night on the 30th of August,
Perfect.
so if they'd like to provide something for the
Some
quiz night, because we
prizes.
do a silent auction or even a prize for the table.
Perfect.
So,
And as someone who's been involved with it for 7 years, how have you seen it grow in those 7 years?
So it has grown, and what's been really great the last few years, we've got a lot more schools involved, and the kids love it, and they are such a joy to have there. They just bring a whole new feeling to it. So that's really special, we find that. So any schools that, if you haven't thought about it, come on board. It's a great, and they really do have a great time. We have activities for the kids as well, from tiny kids right through to teenagers, so there's something happening all the time.
So it's a wonderful, inclusive event. And when you're talking about the money when it's raised, I believe it goes to independent medical research for cancer.
So yes, it goes to medical research, but it also goes to support people with cancer in the form of support, wigs, head things for the support, where they can ring up and get support and all that thing. So all that money goes direct to Cancer Council to support the services that they provide, and they do provide a lot of services.
And I believe you raised a fantastic amount last year. Was it
Last year,
$330,000?
it was, which was amazing.
Oh my gosh.
I think that was the most we've done for quite a while.
Well, you set a beautiful benchmark for this year, which we will beat, I believe. We will.
I know, well, that's our aim.
Fantastic. So if we want to get involved, we can sign up, we can join a team, we can get involved with the quiz night if we can't be involved on
That's
the
right.
24-hour relay. And all the information is on our websites, Facebook, Instagram. Share it round, get involved.
Yes, please share it, but even more, register and come and be a part of it.
I think we should all register here at the
I
couch.
think- what a
We can
good
make
idea.
a team. So we've got tell us on the screen.
So we've got Facebook. Our Facebook page is Relay for Life West Coast.
Perfect. So follow that on Facebook.
Follow that,
And
yeah.
that'll have all the information
Yes.
that they can link through to
Yes.
as well. I think we're going to register a team, Fred. You and me, we can take turns. I'll do the first 10, you can do the rest.
That's a great idea. And can I just say, Pat,
Yes.
there's a lot of different clubs. Now, you're the West Coast.
Yes.
There's a lot of them, but you all unite for a cause,
Yes.
but they're all separate, are they?
So what happened was there was over the years there was about 8.
Yeah.
So and then it was what we were finding, that there was more and more costs involved.
Yeah.
So we've combined. So we've still got Bunbury going, which is really strong, and that's the first weekend in November. And then we combined Perth and Joondalup Wanneroo. So that actually has now become just one in the Perth metropolitan area.
Perfect.
So, and a lot of the other regional ones, as you will all know, it's really hard to get volunteers these days because we're all volunteers. So those ones have sort of dropped off a bit, but a lot of those people from the country still do come to the other ones.
Wonderful, you all come
And what
together.
happens to people who can't do the relay? Like maybe sometimes people are working, can they still donate and be part of it?
Oh, definitely they can donate. We have like a team called Daffodil Team, so that's for people who aren't part of a team.
Right.
Or they can just join and add to someone's team on their website. So they can do that, or they can just join Team Daffodil, and that will all take all money gratefully received.
Oh, how wonderful. Well, if we want to get involved, Fred, I think we're going to join Team Daffodil.
Sounds fantastic. Good on you, Alexander.
Pat.
Thank you,
What a pleasure.
Pat.
Okay, thanks
done.
so much, and thanks so much.
Ah.
I look forward to you all being involved.
Yes, absolutely. We'll see you there.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Good on you, Alexander. Good on you, Pat, as well. Looking after the community, lots of community things, raising money for other people around, and I think it's great. Relay for Life. Check them out. Please support them. We're going to take a break. More of The Couch coming up. We're talking movies with Paul Elwin right after this. Stick around. Welcome back to the couch. Always a great pleasure to have Paul Elwyn in talking movies. Paul,
Thank you,
welcome
Fred.
back.
Thank you.
We have got 8 movies.
There's
quite a lot
heaps.
today.
There's a lot. But I guess it's the holiday season and it's Easter. We've actually got some proper Easter ones here as
Yeah.
well, which is kind of cool. Starting off with
The Chosen.
The Chosen, Last Supper. The Chosen is actually like a history kind of based and also Christian sort of based series all about the life of Jesus itself. So this one's kind of culminating into a movie that's in theatres now that you can watch. Pretty much the Last Supper, but also Jesus Christ's process of being crucified, that sort of thing in
Is
here.
it a modern take?
Not exactly a modern take, but like every few 10 years or something, there's like a more sort of historically accurate kind of take on this. And this one looks quite good, like a pretty big budget kind of affair with this one. And it's based on the whole series, which is called The Chosen. And they put all of this together. It's part 1 and 2 of The Last Supper put together as a movie. So if you want to take your kids to kind of explain everything about Easter, this is kind of cool. So this one is in theatres now. The Chosen, Last Supper.
The Amateur, which is out now as well.
Yeah. So John Wick fans, you kind of a revenge thing. The Amateur, it's kind of cool. We got Rami Malek, who is Mr. Computer, Mr. Robot, sorry. Kind of plays the geek kind of guy. He was the bad guy in the last James Bond movie as well. But this one, he's kind of a geek working for the CIA. Unfortunately, his wife has been murdered, and he himself, he's just a desk jockey, and everyone tells him, look, we're the CIA, leave it with us, we'll take care of it. And he's like, no, I really want to do this, but obviously, as the title suggests, he's just a regular guy, an amateur. He's not really a pro kind of killing assassin kind of guy.
Superhero.
But he's going to delve right into this whole thing and really try and take on revenge on this. This is in theatres now. It's really cool. Lawrence Fishburne's in this as well, a really cool character in this as well. But yeah, it's great to see Rami Malek doing this. It's kind of action, but like a geek turning into an action kind of guy, but in his own way. The making of another action star, maybe, but it's a lot of fun. It looks kind of cool. A lot of drama, intrigue in this one. So that's The Amateur, which is in theatres now.
The next one, there's a lot of talk about Death of a Unicorn.
Yeah, well, this one it's from the classical studio A24, who always try and pump out every year like a few movies that are quite interesting. This one is, kind of cool because the casting's kind of interesting. The Death of a Unicorn. We've got Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega. They think they've picked up a unicorn or run one over, and essentially, unicorns mythologically are normally a protected species, but this time everyone's sort of thinking, well, wait a sec. The usual thing, unicorns have these magical properties. What if we could use it for ourselves or help humanity? But in the end, the unicorn's the last one to really have the final say on what happens to it. Is the unicorn good or evil in this one? It looks pretty scary for a horse with a horn in its forehead. But yeah, a lot of fun. Like Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega both taking on the unicorn in this one. Paul Rudd just does it every now and then. He does these funny roles, which is kind of cool.
Paul Rudd has been sort of leaked as being in the new White Lotus.
If he's in the next White Lotus, that's going to be massive. But I know he'll play his role properly.
They wanted him in the last one, and apparently on their $40,000 an episode, he didn't want to do it. But he was signed on. The same with Woody Harris, by the way. He was actually
if those two are in it, that would be huge.
It would have been great, but they knocked back the money. Interesting.
They should do it for the fun of it. And similar, A24, a lot of fun. So that's out now, The Death of a Unicorn.
The King of Kings.
So The King of Kings. So if Last Supper was a little bit too sort of maybe dramatic or anything, you can also enjoy the animated version of the retelling of the whole Easter tale through the eyes of Charles Dickens, the American famous folklore writer, explaining to his kids pretty much the whole idea of Easter and Jesus' sacrifice during that. We got some big names here. We've got my favourite character, Pontius Pilate, is played by Pierce Brosnan.
Yes.
Oscar Isaacs is Jesus. Kenneth Branagh is Charles Dickens, which I think was pretty cool, lending his voice to it. We've also got Uma Thurman, Mark Hamill, Ben Kingsley is in this as well as Forrest Whitaker, all lending their voices to this Easter tale. This is pretty big. A lot of fun. So if you want to explain Easter to your kids and, just entertain them with this, but also enjoy a lot of big name celebrities in this one. This is The King of Kings, which is also out now in theatres as well.
Small things like these also out now?
Yeah, so don't take your kids to this one because this one's pretty heavy drama. It is historically based on actual happenings. Essentially, insane UK cast in this one. Cillian Murphy, Eileen Walsh, Emily Watson's in this one. Getting a lot of accolades and praise for their performances in this. Essentially, 1985, a father is finding some strange things occurring at a local convent. Essentially, they were taking in women that have sort of been failed from wedlock, that sort of thing, and giving them duties and such to do at the convent, and he's finding very strange things happening as for how he's processing it as well. But also he has his own sort of childhood traumas as well from associated with the convent and in the town as well. Huge, dramatic. If you want a lot of drama in this one and a bit of suspense as well, and trying to work out what's happened, and it is pretty much based on a historical occurrences as well. Yeah, it's huge. Massive performances in this one. So huge drama, small things like these, and that's out now to watch as well.
Warfare, which comes out April 17th.
April 17th. Warfare. This is another A24 movie that you always expect generally sort of small, interesting stories, but every now and then A24 just really throw money at something.
Who's behind A24?
A24, I believe it's just a group, but it's mainly they started as independent and they're starting to sort of, just interesting acting, interesting choices, that sort of thing, interesting stories. Warfare's huge. Essentially in Iraq, a Navy SEAL team is trapped and dealing with the whole situation. Will Poulter's in this, is one of the main characters in it.
Okay.
It's just very, if you want your war stories to be less sort of glorified and very gritty, down to earth, this is pretty much it. So this is like the one that you would just tell people, the whole, war is hell. This is a horrible situation kind of thing. Yeah, this is it. Warfare is this. It's doing its best to be as realistic as possible. It looks really big budget. It's just full on everything on this one. It looks crazy. So A24 sort of pulling out all the stops with this one and to make a big budget kind of realistic kind of war situation movie, and that's Warfare, which is out April 17.
Now, this one here, Drop, is out on April 17, the next one.
Yeah, so everyone's going what about a murder mystery kind of movie? Or it's it wants the suspense and drama, but also a little bit of fun intrigue. Drop is the one for you. Essentially, a widowed mum is dating, and all of a sudden on her phone, a whole bunch of weird stuff's happening, and she's going, okay, seriously, nothing's happened before. Why is this all happening to me now? Is my date part of this, or the place I'm at? What's going on? The whole paranoia thing when you get a random message, and if the message is targeting you, you start thinking, okay, is there someone in the room doing this whole thing? And is this her own paranoia? Has someone spiked her drink? Is this guy from her past? That whole thing. All of these weird things start happening to her in this one. Yeah, just cool acting from this one. Not a big name cast for this one, but just a lot of cool ideas in this one. So for your kind of whodunit suspense, not exactly horror, but sort of maybe murder mystery kind of fans would like this one. It's a lot of fun because she's just on her own trying to work out what the heck's going on her date, and the date's going to become the date from hell. And this one's called Drop. It's out April 17.
Until Dawn, out April 24.
So if you played this game on PlayStation 3, then 4, then I think 5 as well. Until Dawn, when you play the game, it's a horror movie game, but you make various choices. So it's kind of like a pick-a-path book. The creature in this one is the Wendigo. This one is actually the most accurate depiction of a Wendigo based on Indian folklore. Previous depictions of the Wendigo have horns and stuff, but they said, no, it's a shape-shifting demon thing. So what they've done is, in this movie, to sort of show that mechanic in the game of the choices, there is time travel in this. So they'll make a bad choice, then they'll travel back in time and make another choice. Is this the right choice? That sort of thing. Yeah, kind of interesting kind of thing. Based solely on the game, a lot of elements from the game come through in this one. Pretty cool looking cast in this one, just relatively. It's all young people. They're out on a cabin in the woods. Oh, geez.
How many times have we seen that story?
Yeah. But it's a really nice ski cabin. So, they encounter the Wendigo, but also are other friends in that. Are they part of all of this, or is there a murder amongst them? That sort of thing. A lot of fun. So this is Until Dawn, which is out April 24. So you horror fans,
you've got plenty there.
Saw horror fans, all of those kind of people.
Have you noticed,
got something to enjoy
in these cabin type movies? The phone never works, but they've all got pay TV and it all works really well.
Yeah, everything's fine, but not the essential services.
The phone's never connected. Yeah. Let's have a look at the top 5 for this week as they stand around Australia. Let's go to number 5.
Top 5, yes. Number 5, Novocaine, No Pain. Number 4, the Jason Statham action movie, A Working Man. Number 3, Disney's Snow White. Number 2, my kids love this book, Dog Man. And number 1, a Minecraft movie starring Jack Black and Jason Momoa.
It's everywhere.
Steve.
McDonald's have got Minecraft. Everyone's got Minecraft.
It's huge. I think it's just going to go gangbusters. It's just a fun movie. So, all the kids are watching
have you been watching anything big on streaming this week? Because you've got Max now.
Yeah, well, with Max, there was a White Lotus, which that's all done as well.
Finished, yep.
I'm still going through Righteous Gemstones, but yeah, there's a few
That
more,
looks
and
really cool.
it'll be, the main thing will be The Last of Us Season 2.
Beautiful.
Which will be huge.
Paul Elwyn, of course, talking movies. He'll be back in a couple of weeks to talk streaming here on The Couch. Thank you, Paul.
Okay.
We're going to take a break. More of The Couch, The Buzz with Bernadette Marie next. Stick around.
Hi, I'm Samira and I'm live and local on The Couch today.
Connect with The Couch online through Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Welcome back to The Couch. Thank you for your company. We've got a very special guest here in the studio today. Her name is Joan Dalla Valle, and I did pronounce that in Italian because she is Italian, believe it or not. Well, the name is Italian. And she's with us today. She's from Ebony and Ivory Hairstyling. Welcome to The Couch.
Thank you so
thanks
much
for being with us,
Thank
Joan.
you so much for having me.
It's wonderful to have you here. Where does the name come from? Tell us a bit about your name.
Okay,
Dalla Valle.
so Dalla Valle is my married name.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Joan, obviously, Joan is an English name, isn't it?
Yes.
It's very English name, which is not very popular anymore. And myself, I migrated from Zambia, 2001. So I've been here for a couple of years in Australia.
Only a couple of years.
Only a couple of
More
years.
than that, I'd say.
Yeah, I'm so Aussie.
You certainly are, and you know what? I'm a European migrant, and you were born in Zambia. So, what the question for you is? I guess we're all multicultural.
Oh
and,
yes,
and
we
you
all
do a lot,
migrants from
and
somewhere.
you do a lot for the community, and this is why we wanted you on The Couch today, because I'm going to try and touch on all the stuff that you do.
Oh, thank you.
So, a little bit about you. You're a Perth hairstylist.
I am.
How long have you been cutting hair and styling hair?
Well, I started my salon in 2003, so I've been going for a while. So
Why hair? Why hairstyling?
hair? Why hair? Things happen and you get put in the right place where you're supposed to be.
Yep.
When I came to Australia, I wanted to do fashion and designing. And then it happened, I went into a salon, they didn't know how to do my hair. And I went, oh, there's a calling for me somewhere. And I love to make people feel beautiful from the inside out.
Which is a wonderful
It's
skill
a
to have.
wonderful gift to
So
have.
where do you do people's hair? Tell me about your shop.
So my salon is located in Perth CBD.
Yep.
Right here in Perth, right central. I mean, in
What's
the
the address? Tell me
CBD,
the address.
25 Barrack Street.
Oh wow, great part of Perth.
Yes, great part of Perth, where beautiful things happen, in the city of Perth. So I've been in the city for the last 19 years.
So the name Ebony and Ivory, what a wonderful name.
What a
How did you
beautiful
come
name.
with that name?
Do you know, I wanted a name that was going to be universal. A name that spoke to everyone. I could have gone with my name,
Yep.
John Dalla Valle has got
people
a
do.
beautiful ring to it. But then I wanted a name that everyone can relate to. When they see that name, it's like, okay, it's got me as well. Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, the reason I actually read through your notes and I thought, what a wonderful life you lead. Tell me about your wonderful work that you do overseas, because you're like me, you love Bali, and I've been there 50 times. I don't know how many times you've been there, but tell me about the work that you do in Bali, how you got involved with that.
Yes, so as I said, when I started my salon, I wanted my salon to have purpose to it, to give back into the community. So about 12 years ago, I would say, I started, going to Bali. And when I started going to Bali, I needed to find an orphanage to work with. We all know we all need to help somebody. We here for a reason. We here to be of service.
What did you do with the orphanage?
So what I did at first, I was paying school fees,
Yes.
and then when I go visit, just talk about life skills and stuff like that.
Yep.
And now it's changed, with my recent trip, I'm doing haircuts now.
How wonderful is that? So
so
it's obviously you're doing it through the orphanages only at the moment. So you go over there.
Yes.
How long do you stay there and cut people's hair?
Do you know what? I am one of those people. If I'm there for a day, I'll make that day very productive. So I was only there for 2 days. I was only in Bali for 2 days.
You would have been very busy, but
yes,
a very enjoyable time.
and I made sure that day was productive. It had purpose, and did the haircuts and. The people were happy, the young people were happy, the adults were happy, and I can't wait to go back.
And how do the locals find what you're doing in Bali, cutting people's hair. Because, I mean, I've been to Bali. I know there's lots of hairdressers there. And, yeah, you're paying $10, but the problem is in Bali, these people that you're looking after can't even afford $2.
Absolutely.
They've got nothing whatsoever.
Yes.
And for an Australian to go over to Bali, because as you know, we've got a very strong friendship with Indonesia.
Oh, yes.
They love us already. But for you to go over there, do you set up? Where do you do it? Or do you go to the orphanage and do it?
Yeah, so I have an orphanage that I work with, Lishma Orphanage.
Yep.
So I reach out, I call her my sister, Sister Esther. I'm like, okay, I'm coming and I want to do some haircuts. Yeah, so this is the first one we've done, for quite a few people, and for many more to come. As I said, I'll be going back. So I'm putting it out there. Whoever wants to join me, hairstylists, anyone that has got skills that want to join me, it's like,
So
come on.
if someone's at home
Yes.
and are saying, I like what she's doing,
Yeah.
how do I get involved? Can people actually get to you and basically say, I'd like to come to Bali with you, and I'm a hairdresser and I'd love to cut hair? Male or female, it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, we're all here to be of service. So if you want to join the movement.
Yep. When's your next trip?
Yeah,
Jo?
when's my next trip? I'm actually going back, I think, in 2 months.
Wow.
Yes,
So
I'm
maybe
going
June.
back in 2 months. And how that has come about is, that's why I love what I do, just by talking to people that are sitting in my chair and sharing with them what
Yep.
I'm doing, donations have started coming through, so then that has made me go, okay, I'm going to go back and we're going to do more haircuts and we're going to do more life skills.
Oh, look, I think it's absolutely wonderful what you're doing. Now, we're talking about donations. If people want to donate so that you can keep going back to Bali, and you only stay there for a few days, but
Yes.
it is expensive to go back. You've
Oh,
got to
yes.
still live somewhere. You've got to cut a lot of hair while you're there.
Yeah.
How do people donate? If they want to get involved with you, do they go through your website?
They go through my website.
Yep.
Of course, they can go through www.ebonyandivory.com.au or my personal website, which is www.johndalavalle.com.au. And, reach out through there, send me an email, and we'll let you know how you can actually make the donation.
Apart from hairstyling, Joan, you also do motivational speaking. How does that work?
I do. Do you know, Fred, all this stuff goes together. I just believe every time I'm behind the chair, I'm already doing motivation speaking. So a couple of years ago, I finally did my training in motivation speaking because I've always wanted to be on stage and inspire someone.
What drives you?
My story. Yeah, my story. I always believe we all have our stories, and no one has your story like the way you.
And they're beautiful stories.
Yeah, they're beautiful stories. Yeah.
I have to agree with you. And the motivational speaking, of course, like as you said, goes hand in hand with the haircuts and hairstyling.
Absolutely,
You also make wigs as well, I believe.
I do. I also make wigs. I work a lot with people that are going through hair loss. I
Are
get.
you looking at me?
Right. We're still fine. Yours, we just
purposely.
need to bring it to the blue side.
I think so. So how does that all work? If people want a wig made, how do you get that?
So they get in touch with me through the same information, or they'll just call the salon. I offer private sessions. Because we do have a lot of people that are going through so many different types of hair loss. We got alopecia. We got a medical. Many medical conditions that cause hair loss.
So would you advise anybody that's a little bit different and has some issues with their hair and they're not sure where to go? Maybe they can contact you, and at least you can have a one-on-one.
Absolutely.
And motivate them to see there's more to their life than just their hairstyle.
Yes.
And make them feel good about it. I'm assuming you're making people feel good about their hair.
Oh, yes.
And why is it that when people have a good haircut, they absolutely look stunning? It's like a model. When we go and I get my hair cut, I always feel like I'm brand new.
Oh, yes.
Do you ever notice
Because
that?
you see, that feeling is not from the outside. That feeling is from the inside. From the moment someone sits in the chair, I always remind a lot of people, I said, I don't care what status you have, whether you're a judge, whether you whatever status you have, I don't care.
We have the
when
same
you're in there
drive.
in that moment, it's your moment.
Yep.
And I need you to enjoy it. And that's why that transformation is amazing, and it's so rewarding to do that for someone. That's why we feel the way we feel.
I think you do a wonderful job, but with
Thank
your
you
Bali
so
trips, I
much.
also think the motivational speaking is great as well. And making wigs and helping people with hair problems, they need to contact you. Go through the website again, just one more time, if you want to give out your website for me.
Yes. So the website is www.ebonyandivory.com.au. and my personal one is www.joedelavalle.com.au.
Joan, it's been a pleasure having you here. I wish you all the best. Maybe one day we'll go to Bali with you. And
thank you so much. Oh my God, I would love you to come with me.
You never know. Don't ask for things.
You know, because you know what, you will love meeting some of these orphans. You know, the stories are just overwhelming, and it just reminds you to say your job is not done.
Joan Della Valle, of course, hairstyle and motivational speaker and more. Great West Australian, great Australian. Does some amazing things in the community, and that's what we need in this world that we live in. Well done for caring about everybody. It will take a break. More of The Couch coming up right after this. Stick around, Australia.
Connect with The Couch online through Facebook, Instagram and YouTube.
Welcome back to The Couch. Always a pleasure to have Bernadette Marie in the house again, doing the buzz, of course. And Bernadette, we've got a very special guest in today.
Yes, I've got my amazing friend Rob Calche today for a very special reason that we'll talk about later.
Well, you went to see my good friend Bachelor Girl, but we know her by her real name, don't we?
Tanya Doko.
Why does she call herself Bachelor Girl? Does anyone know? Come on, you guys are big fans.
She's the girl and he's the bachelor, the guy that
Rob, you're doing really well.
Thank goodness, Rob.
Save it. So how was the show? Because, I mean, she's an amazing singer, and we've got a few of her favourite. I mean, I think all her songs are great, by the way. Where did she do it, and how did it go?
Well, if I could have anybody's voice in the whole world, I would choose Tanya Doko's voice to have. So she teamed up with James Roach, and together they make Bachelor Girl. They're both from Perth, and we've been fans forever. We actually met her like 20 years ago. I think you've known her for a little while. I got to speak to her after the show as well. She's just so nice, down to earth, gave us the time, you know, to chat about her show and her experience here.
And it was at the Rosemount for those.
It was at the Rosemount Hotel. She's got a lot of family, obviously, from Perth as well, so she had a lot of people in the audience, and she sung all her amazing...
How long has it been since she's been to Perth? Do you know how many years? It would be years. It would be 20 years at least.
No, I wouldn't say 20 years,
maybe
but
10.
Yeah, but maybe we haven't seen her for about 10.
And what everybody wants to know from Rob and yourself, Bernadette, was she good?
Yeah.
So
honestly,
good.
Still really as good as she was originally?
Yeah, she was brilliant. Yeah.
Did you pick up that she, like, I love ABBA, as you know, and they released Voyage, the album, but I thought they were amazing. You don't even talk age because the voices were amazing.
Yeah.
And I wonder with Bachelor Girl, Tanya, was she the same as she was all those years ago?
Yep.
Well, you know when you haven't seen someone for a few years and you think, well, can they still sing as good as they did before? But she was seamless, absolutely amazing. She sung all her usual hits like Buses and Trains.
Lucky Me.
And then she threw in like a really...
Wasn't there a really good version of John Farnham's Help?
Yeah, she did.
How did that go?
She sung Help. That was the last song of the performance. And it was so good. Like, I was crying.
Emotional?
I actually got so emotional. I cried because, like, I think because of everything John Farnham's going through at the moment, and just the thought that he might not
ever sing again.
Apparently he does sing for family and stuff privately, but I don't know, it just made me start tearing up. So when she did that, it was just, you could hear a pin drop. It was just absolutely fantastic.
And you got to talk to her after the show as well?
Yeah.
And did security sort of push you away, or did she was very welcoming?
We drank with her.
Really?
Yeah.
So, we ended up sitting with her after the show as well.
How was she? Was she just down to earth?
So down to earth. So there was lots of fans as well that were lining up to take pictures. Me being the content creator that I am, helping them with lighting, and here's some lovely pictures of...
I was going to say, and Tanya didn't mind that they all take pictures of you?
She was like, oh my God, you've got a light, please help me, where do I get one of these from?
Amazing.
She's so good, and she just spent time with every single fan, so
Isn't that good?
She's really good.
My favourite song would be Lucky Me, and I've got friends on the internet, blah, blah, blah.
I don't know why you haven't brought out a one-hit wonder.
Do you know how many times a week I play? I find those songs motivational.
Yeah.
I know it sounds silly, You know, like Lucky Me and Buses and Trains, it's all about our lives. If you think about it, it hasn't changed in the 30 years that she released this
Funny,
song.
music from back then I found quite uplifting and motivational and inspiring. The kind of music you can put on when you're getting ready to go out and stuff like that. And it was just brought back that
It's sort of like Cher and All or Nothing, or Believe, do you believe?
Having images of the cannon now coming up.
Exactly. Now, we were talking about this because Rob Culture is actually a very lucky man.
He's very lucky.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that
story.
song Lucky Me came on, and Rob, you turned to me, and what did you say?
I said, I really think you're a lucky girl, Bernadette. Like, you're just very lucky.
I know. And I said, no, actually, I think you're one of the luckiest people I know. And then, we had a great day, went home, and the next morning, your whole world changed. So he got some very interesting news.
Let's build this up. You didn't know anything about this. You'd bought a raffle ticket through MS.
I didn't even know it was getting drawn that day.
So it was just a case you do your charity thing, you bought your $100 ticket, and you thought to yourself, oh, well, if I win, I'll win. If not, it goes to a good cause. And when did you find out?
Well, I was getting a massage and my phone was vibrating for ages, and I'm like, who is ringing me? So at the end of the massage, after an hour, so an hour later after they were trying to contact me, I actually dialed the number, and straight away they said that I was the winner of the MS.
How many missed calls did you have, though?
I think it was 14. Yeah,
wow.
14 missed calls.
Once you actually got through to them, what was your reaction?
Oh, it's just like, I started crying, and laughing, but my friend was checking a lotto at the time. And then she, everyone thought that she won lotto with the reaction that we had.
Sort of like winning the lotto,
and she was like, no, he's won something, not me.
Have you ever won anything this big before? No? It's a big prize, $1.5 million apartment in Applecross. So well done, congratulations, and well done supporting the cause as well. Are you looking at moving?
Yep, I'm definitely shifting in there.
Yeah, I think you need to have a party, and Bernadette, myself, and Alexander.
Can we be invited as well?
Even if we have to serve the drinks and the food, we don't mind.
But
how many rooms?
Yeah,
2 rooms, but then it's got an office study as big as the room.
Plenty.
So.
One for you, Bernadette, one for me.
And it's a really big apartment. It's like 179 square metre.
Wow.
So,
But how's the last few weeks been like? Have you still been emotional about it?
Yeah. I mean, still on a high. I still can't believe it. I still wake up every day going, dude, have I really won it?
Well done. And when do you officially take possession?
I'm not sure. They do a handover, and I heard that they're doing the handover in the house in Marmion. So
beautiful.
That gets drawn on, I think, on the 8th of May.
And I did ask Rob, I said, what do you do in your normal life? He says, you have a hairdressing business.
I've got a barber shop,
So where's that? Tell us, give us a bit of a plug.
That's in Chewett Hill. It's called the Mail Room, and I've had it for 23 years.
Wow.
And I've done it since I was 14, so 40 years this year I've been cutting hair.
And what's the art? What's the special skill that you need to cut people's hair, like my hair, when you haven't got much?
Skill.
How do you make people look good when they don't?
Well, I was a bit of an artist when I was younger, so I don't know. I think it's a bit of an art. And,
do you know why I think people go into Rob's barbershop is because he entertains them.
He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy. I think you always feel better when you leave Rob. So it couldn't have gone to a better guy. This prize couldn't have gone to a better guy.
What a wonderful achievement. Well done. Congratulations. Enjoy many years. I hope you don't sell it yet. No. I hope you stick with it for a while. Just enjoy being on holiday 24 hours a day for a while.
Yeah.
And pop into the barber shop there at Chewett Hill. Give us the location of the shop.
It's on Wanneroo Road in Chewett Hill. And
when's it open?
It's where the walk bridge is over Wanneroo Road.
That is. Where it used to be the car wash there.
Yeah, that's across the road a bit up.
Which is gone now.
Yeah, and it's called the Mail Room anyway.
Well done. I think we're just about out of time. Did you want to touch on Nelly just quickly? We've got 30 seconds.
Yes, we did go to Nelly at HCF Stadium last week, and it was very good. It was amazing, great performance, and he brought a few of his friends along, Nelly, and including Chingy as well. If you don't know what Chingy sings, he sings "I Like the Way You Did That Right There." There.
What a lovely name, Chingy. Lovely.
Yeah, so
Well done.
yeah, as you can see there, we had lots of fun.
Bernadette, Rob, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations once again.
Thanks
Bernadette,
again.
how do we get a hold of you if we want more info?
You can get me at bernadettemarie.com.au.
Well done. Thank you again. Thanks for your help today, Bernadette. Thank you to Rob, a new family member for The Couch. That is it for the show today. We're going to leave you with a wonderful young talent. Her name is Samira Bicknell. We had her at the beginning of the show. She's sort of playing for us in the theatre today. She's got a beautiful song again. It's called Just a Boy. It's not Bachelor Girl, but close enough. See you next week. Have a wonderful week, Australia, and happy Easter to everybody as well. Enjoy it.
Your fault. I still think the worst anyway. Yeah. Let's be clear that I can trust you when you're under me. But tell me honestly, if you are not with some girl who I don't know if she gets too close for comfort, then you tell your secrets so easily. Would you even think of me? 'Cause you're just a boy. You got a switch in your head. I've seen how quick you forget yourself. I know it all too well. 'Cause you're just a boy. From careful to wild. And what if I'm not by his side when she walks with your honesty? 'Cause you're just a boy. You could tell me all of it is in my mind, that I'm just a spiteful psycho walking tightrope, trying to get you out of line. But no, I'm not. I've been wasting all my time, too much time. When you don't pick up, my head starts to make things up. Like you are alone with some girl who I don't know if she gets too close for comfort, then you tell your secrets so easily. Would you even think of me? 'Cause you're just a boy. You're just a boy. You're just a boy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You're just a boy. On the couch with
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Retrovision. Shop with the confidence that you're getting the best price on offer. And Safety Compliance Global, taking care of all your safety requirements. Thank you for supporting local.